And finally, to the New York City Football Club, a soccer club that doesn't just have New York in its name, but plays right here in the 5 boroughs. We're gonna build a soccer stadium in the city of New York.
Believe it or not, New York is finally getting its first ever soccer-specific stadium. New York City FC's quest to build a permanent home in Queens, New York, took a significant step forward back in March, with the ambitious stadium project passing a key city commission. The club also unveiled renderings showcasing one of the venue's most striking features, the Cube. The city has 3 teams across MLS and the NWSL, New York City FC, New York Red Bulls, and NYNJ Gotham FC. But NYCFC mainly plays in Yankee Stadium, home of the Yankees, while the Red Bulls and Gotham play in New Jersey. On March 6th, the New York City Planning Commission unanimously approved the proposed Willets Point redevelopment, which includes the soccer-specific stadium. The plan will now go to the City Council for a public hearing and vote. Major League Soccer's New York City FC will finally have a place to call home, after New York officials approved a vast proposal to build a 25,000-seat soccer-specific stadium for the team in Willets Point, Queens, along with surrounding development. The $780 million privately financed stadium has been more than a decade in the making, ever since MLS approved NYCFC as an expansion club in 2013. The venue will be the centerpiece of a new neighborhood built adjacent to Citi Field, home of Major League Baseball's New York Mets. The approval is a historic once-in-a-generation victory for Willets Point, City Mayor Eric Adams said on Thursday from outside City Hall, where hundreds of NYCFC fans, union members, community leaders and elected officials gathered to celebrate the milestone. The Willets Point revitalization project calls for 2,500 units of affordable housing, a 650-seat elementary school, 115,000 square feet of open space and a 250-room hotel. The project also includes plans for retail. Construction will be backed by local union labour, bringing thousands of jobs to Queens, city leaders touted. The stadium, which will open in 2027, will be adjacent to Citi Field near the Billie Jean King National Tennis Center, home of the US Open. At a 25,000-seat capacity, the stadium will be the 7th largest of the current soccer-specific stadiums in MLS, tied with the team's New Jersey-based rival, the New York Red Bulls. The move is expected to be transformative for NYFC as a club. For years, the club has had a nomadic home experience, playing most of its home games at Yankees Stadium, with occasional sojourns to Citi Field, Pratt, and Whitney Stadium in Hartford, Connecticut, and perhaps most uncomfortably at Red Bull Arena, the home of their local rivals. In 2022, the team played its home matches at 5 different venues, including a nominal home game in Los Angeles at a CONCACAF Champions Cup tie. The stadium will also allow the team to explore new avenues for profit and growth at a crucial time when soccer's popularity in the United States is exploding. Sims identified numerous new revenue streams that the stadium will allow for, including naming rights for the venue and premium stadium seating. Sims estimates that more than 80% of any professional team's revenue is likely coming from sponsorships and premium seating. The club will also have the opportunity to explore hosting events, whether that be concerts or games not involving NYCFC. It's going to be a destination place, Sims said. Every summer you're now seeing all the biggest football clubs around the world come to the US because they want to get fans. They want to get the US market share, they're looking for places to play, and they're going to want to be in New York City. They're going to want to be in our venue. Sims said he expects the stadium to be a key venue for the US men's and women's national teams and eventually for World Cup qualifiers. Though the stadium won't be finished in time for the Men's World Cup in 2026, Sims is optimistic it could be considered for the Women's World Cup in 2027, should FIFA award the United States and Mexico hosting rights for the tournament later this year. Though plans for the Queens Stadium were announced in 2022, the idea to build a soccer stadium in the borough was conceived years earlier. It has been a lifelong dream for council member Francisco Moya, the council member representing the area of Queens where the stadium will be built. This could truly be the cathedral of football in the 5 boroughs. Back in March, NYCFC shared updated renderings of the primary entrance to the planned stadium, dubbed the Cube. The 7-story tall entrance will be the first thing fans see when exiting public transportation to the stadium. It features 11,000 square feet of LED lighting in the cube and is capable of projecting video, photographs and graphic elements during game time. There remains an appeals process for the project, but the proposal is expected to breeze through the process unscathed. We're optimistic about the appeals process and hoping to get the shovels into the ground by late summer, early fall when that process concludes, Sims said, and will still be on target for 2027. The angled cube-shaped portal will greet attendees coming from public transportation in the south. Its 11,000 plus square feet of LED paneling allows for broadcasting stunning video, photographic and graphic elements, enveloping fans in a dazzling spectacle as they approach. We designed the cube to be an iconic gateway that symbolizes NYFC's bold ambition and immerses fans in an unforgettable game day experience, said Rashed Singabi, principal and senior designer at Hock. Its cutting-edge technology and striking architecture will make it a true landmark for the city and the sport. The cube's architecture holds deeper symbolic meaning as well. According to the club, the cube shape represents stability, permanence, and NYCFC's steadfast commitment to delivering a true home for the team and its supporters. Meanwhile, the equality of its dimensions signifies the value of fair play that the club upholds. It's still on track for a 2027 opening, and NYCFC hope to be breaking ground on construction by autumn. A key priority here is proudly reflecting the distinctive character of the Big Apple, a result of not only the club's conscious design choices, but also the particular quirks of the urban real estate they have to work with. The club also announced a brand refresh this week, playing up their status as New York's only pro sports team with City in the name and updating some of their visual elements. That too is driven by the sense of a new era, one in which Sims has predicted NYCFC can become one of MLS's giants. Might they mark their move into the new Queen Stadium with a different on-field look, perhaps with kits featuring some of the secondary colours just added to the club's design palette? A blossoming sense of new possibilities applies to that and many other aspects. Only 1 to 2% of our total fans or followers of New York City FC actually attend our games. The vast majority in the area, in the country, globally, are consuming us through digital media for the most part. So that's where we're really leaning into that in terms of kit process. Eventually, yes, that will lead to something, predicted Sims. With MLS and Adidas, it's quite a long lead time. We obviously just launched our 2024 away kit earlier this year. At that point, the 2025 kit is essentially done at this point, and we're working on the 2026 kit. So eventually I think you will for sure see that refreshed brand on our kit, but it's not for this season or next. The Cube promises significant economic benefits, from job creation during and after construction to boosting local businesses. It is expected to draw tourists, further enriching NYC's vibrant tourism sector. Socially, it serves as a gathering place, fostering unity and pride among New Yorkers. The anticipation among NYCFC fans is palpable. Interviews and surveys reveal a community eager for a home of their own, seeing the Cube as a symbol of the club's growth and ambition. Fans are already planning the first game, promising an atmosphere of celebration and support that will resonate throughout the city. What do you think about the Cube and what the sport holds for the future in New York City? I'd like to see down in the comments your thoughts on this immense project NYCFC has planned. This is Football X. Until next time.